If you look at the literature, there was just an article last year published in the New England Journal of Medicine saying that you don't need hormone levels to prescribe hormone replacement therapy. This article was basically saying, stop doing that. You're wasting money, you're wasting resources. You don't need that. Hormone replacement therapy is the best test is the patient. Your body is very sensitive and it'll tell us, how you're doing. And so hormone replacement therapy is well, whether you need it is and how much you need is really diagnosed and based on symptoms. And so the idea is we look at these cluster of symptoms. It's really pattern recognition. This is something, like I said, I've been doing for 22 years. Gotten pretty good at figuring out the right dose for most people. I like to start with sort of the smallest dose that I think will be effective. And sometimes after a little while, we realize, maybe we need to inch up on the dose a bit, which is the safest way to do it. And so the idea is to give you the dose that we think is going to work. If it's not working, then we go up a little bit more and we let your body tell us when the dose is correct. Unfortunately, I was actually just talking to my wife about this. There are companies that have popped up. There's some billion-dollar companies out there that are lab companies that love to sell you lab tests on the internet. They've sort of advertised and taught people that lab work is important for all these things. And for this, lab work really isn't important, and it's not necessarily part of the evaluation for hormone replacement therapy. It's a marketing plan to sell more lab work. I don't know if you all remember, gosh, maybe 10 years ago, they used to advertise these whole body scans. You don't hear those advertised so much anymore. But the idea was that we'd put you in the scanner, we'd scan you from head to toe, we'd find all these things that you don't know are there, so that we could potentially save your life for something that you didn't know was there. And it turned out that people that did the whole body scans actually had a lot more problems. They had more surgery, they had more complications, and they had lower life expectancy because they were getting surgeries they didn't need for these things that were showing up on the scans. And unfortunately, the lab test is sort of the newest thing like that. But we can test all this stuff, but none of it's really important. And really the important thing is, how do you feel? And can we get you feeling better? And we can figure out how much you need by how you feel. And that's really the right way to do it.
A mouth swab or a blood test is a snapshot in time. And just like with our monthly periods, some weeks we had really high estrogen and had an insatiable appetite. And then the next week, we got our period and things sort of leveled out. And so it's just like that monthly cycle where they're going up and down and all over the place. And so with symptoms, Mike is able to see sort of a holistic approach of what's going on rather than this snapshot in time that just cost you $300 or 400. I saw 400. So